Woo! Hello, how are we doing? We are here on the live stream here on YouTube. So let's get it all kicking off. Just need to make sure that everyone's in here and everyone's ready and raring to go, making sure that all the software is working and stuff like that. Can everybody hear me? Okay. So, there seems to be a bit of a delay on the stream. But here we go. Cool, right. Stream health is good. Can people just let me know that they can hear me okay and that I'm not too distorting or anything like that? So here we are. Here we are, guys. So here we got in the chat. We've got Soldy. Solday. Sorry if I haven't pronounced your name right. Hello. Glad you're here. Thank you for joining us. Ian Clifford. Good old buddy, old pal. How are you? And we've also got Eyeball Music Group. Hello. Hello. Okay, cool. So we've got a few more people joining the stream. Let's just wait a couple more seconds and let's get these people in. And then we're going to be explaining about our brand new course. All in good time. So while we're waiting for a few more people to join in to the stream, let me know what you're up to tonight. Are any of you in the studio? Are you making up any beats? Are you cooking up any tracks? If you are, let me know. Feel free to pop your links in the chat as well. So here we go. We've got a few more people joining. Well, this is rather exciting, isn't it? Okay, cool. Here we go. So everyone can hear me okay? All sound is all good. You can see me and whatever. Cool. Great. Nice one. Okay, so welcome to Hyper Production with me, Rory. In this episode, or this live stream, should I say, I'm used to saying episode because I do so many videos. But in this live stream, we're going to be showing you around and giving you a bit of a walkthrough about our brand new course, which is Music Production Essentials. Now, what is it? It's a course that can basically take you from knowing nothing about music to releasing professional grade music within the industry. So, what we're going to do is, sorry, I'm getting distracted by the chat here. Hi, Lade Wogan. Nice to meet you. Beats all night, every night. Great. Good man. Good man. So let me just steal a little bit of your time, if you'll allow me, please. And I just want to explain to you about this course. So, in this course, we've got literally everything. So we take you right from even how to purchase the software and how to install it to finishing a track and getting it ready for digital download and streaming. Okay. So what I'm going to do is show you on my screen in a second basically the course, so the back end of the course. So once you purchase, this is what you're going to be looking at, and we're going to talk you through the various different modules and the lectures within those modules. Okay. So, without much further ado, hello to everyone that's just joined the chat and all the new people that have just started watching. Pitch it. Exactly. Okay, cool. So let me just switch over to my screen. And I must just quickly stress as well, the reason that we're doing this live stream is because we're shutting the course at midnight tonight. So that's UK time. So we're shutting it in roughly about an hour and 15 minutes. So if you don't want to listen to me ramble on in this live stream, then feel free to head over to www.hyperproduction.com/course. And there is another promo video there that you can watch in your own leisure. So yeah, I explain all the stuff in there, but I want to show you the walkthrough and what we've got in there. Okay, so let me switch this over. Voila, here we go. So when you purchase the course, which may I add is a very whoppingly cheap $97. Now it's only going to be this price for until midnight tonight. Okay, then we are shutting the course and I don't know when it's going to reopen. Since we've opened this course 10 days ago, we have had so many students enrolled on the course and they're all absolutely loving it. And the reason I'm shutting it is because I personally want to be on hand to help people, walk people through the course and help them with any problems that they've got, answer any questions that they may have. And yeah, so that's pretty much what my next couple of weeks are going to be spent doing, is helping these students that have already enrolled in the course. So $97 for a course, you get a free sample pack, you get the DAW session project file, as well as the mastering file, and you get me on for as long as you want, really, until you finish the course. I will be personally on hand to help you with whatever you need within this course. So without much further ado, let's have a look at the course and let me show you and talk you through the individual bits that we've got on there, okay? So, as you may not know, the course that we look at, well, the bit of software that we use on this course is Logic Pro 10. Now, don't switch off just yet in case you're using Cubase, Ableton, Pro Tools, whatever. There is something in this course for multiple DAWs, and there is techniques and processes within this course that can be applied to any DAW, okay? So fear not, it's not like just Logic Pro specific apart from showing you around the software, okay? But the other two modules, we've got a music theory module which basically teaches you the fundamentals, and then I'll show you how to make a house track. So making a house track can work on any DAW, okay? So don't think just because we're doing it in Logic Pro that you can't learn anything from it, because you most certainly can. So without much further ado, let's look into it. So if you're on Logic Pro 10, this first module is going to be really, really handy for you. So the first thing that we talk about on this course is common terminology. Okay, so I remember when I first started, I was watching a lot of tutorials, courses, various other things like that. I even went to uni, and when we first went there or looked at a video, I was watching these videos and they kept saying all these different words and bits of jargon that I just simply didn't understand. And back then, where the internet was barely around, it was quite difficult to find out what certain terminology means, and you get different modern variations of terminologies, and it was all just very confusing. So what I've done is created a lecture of common terminology that we use throughout the course. So quantization, latency, panning, stereo field, mono, stereo, gaining levels, whatever. I've got it all in that lecture, so you will be fully up to date with the terminology within music production. So in the course as well, but these are terms that are used all around the world. Then next we look at installing the software. So I'll show you going onto the App Store, installing it, and then more importantly, I'll show you how to install third-party plugins and other bits that are going to help you make music as well. So that in itself is a really, really cool lecture. That's going to be really, really handy. Then after that, we talk about the DAW. So DAW Explained is the name of the lecture. And in there, I'll just show you all around Logic Pro 10. I'll show you all the different areas, what the different areas mean, and yeah, just basically show you around the software and make sure that you're not missing any certain bits and making sure that you know where everything is, okay? Next up, we've got arrangement view, and then mixer view, and then piano roll. Now, these are the three key areas within Logic Pro 10. And in fact, any digital audio workstation should have these three sections. I know that Ableton does, Pro Tools and Cubase, and these are your main components that you need of a DAW. So if you're thinking about switching over to something or whatever, just ensure that they've got those three things, okay? So arrangement view, this is your cooking pot where you put all your sounds, you put everything in there, and this is where you arrange everything and make sure that you've got all the sounds in there that you need, samples, MIDI instruments, samplers, software instruments, various other things. That is all in your arrangement view. Then after that, we look at the mixer view. So the mixer view is quite a complicated one because you've probably seen it before. You've opened it up and there's many different faders and different audio effects, MIDI effects, bus sends, groupings and stuff like that. So we cover all that and I talk you through it and show you what they all mean. Then we look at piano roll. So piano roll, so every DAW's got this. It's about how you can edit MIDI, okay? So I'll talk about the MIDI transform functions. I'll tell you how to chop MIDI, how to resize it, how to pitch it, how to randomize it, how to set velocity, everything. So I'll show you how to do all that within that lecture as well. So they give you the core understanding fundamentals of Logic Pro 10. So that's the first module. Then the second module, we have Music Theory Basics. Now, this is a very, very important module, and I really put a lot into this. And now, because if you don't really know music theory, it's going to hold you back. Learning music theory can only help you. It's never going to hinder you, albeit it might take a little bit of time to learn it. But once you do, it's like riding a bike. You will remember that for the rest of your life, and it's going to help you tenfold. You're going to be able to come up with melody lines quicker, you're going to be able to come up with bass lines quicker, chord progressions, really, really super quick. Now, I've broken it down into various sections within this module that's really easy to understand, that one leads to another. So the first one, we'll talk about rhythm, okay? So just simple rhythm, what it's going to look like within the piano roll and a digital audio workstation world, because obviously if you're looking at classical music, notation of rhythm is very, very different. But in this case, we look at it in a DAW sense. So that's rhythm. Then we look at the major scale, and I'll break it down into a formula, just like the minor scale as well. I'll give you two really easy formulas to follow and basically explain it in a really easily and well understood and concise way. I lost my mind there. It's very late. I've been working on this all day. So then we look at intervals, very interesting topic about the spacings between various different notes within scales and chromatic scales, pentatonics, things like that. Then we look at chords, so that's a really interesting one. So how you can create some really nice lush chords and not just your box standard chords. That one is in itself is going to really help you progress with your music. Then we've got chord progressions, so how to actually start getting your music to move and run along and tell a story, and that is how chord progressions, well, that is the main purpose of a chord progression, is to move your track along and move your song along and get it to where it needs to be. So that one is a really cool one as well. I'll show you why certain chords go with what and why certain chords don't go with other chords, okay? Then after that we look at variations and inversions. Now this is the one where you can create some really nice chords and how you can get those really smooth chord progressions and not just sort of like donk, 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 whatever that was, I don't know. But so that's how you could create some chords that sound really full, really thick and just really musical, okay? So that's a really, really cool lecture. So that's music theory basics, okay? So if you're not really bothered about the other stuff, I highly recommend just getting the course just for that. I've made sure I've put it in there, and yeah, many of the students that have already enrolled have said that that is their favourite module so far, and already they have managed to create really unique melody lines, bass lines, chord progressions, which they never would have before they took the course. So that's really humbling for me, and it knows that I've done something right. Then after that, last but not least, we look at creating a house style track. So this is probably the one that you want to buy the course for, I suppose. So we talk you through step by step how to build a track, okay? So we go right from the beginning, so the concept and influences. So what is that? So before you make a track, you kind of want to know what you're going to be making and why you're going to be making it. So the concept, what you're going to be making, finding influences, why you're going to be making it, okay? So the finding influences over making house tracks. So this one is creating a house track. So we looked at a lot of influences of different house music and how we're basically going to make it. The concept, who's going to be playing it. So DJs, so we need to ensure that our track is suitable for DJs to play out. So that's how you can start getting a bit of a mind map of how to actually create your track and begin creating that song, okay? Then we go on to building drums. So the first bit of actually doing some practical applications of this course. So we look at building drums, how to create various different rhythms, how to create a sample instrument where we can like start building all our drums, adding kick drums, snare drums, hi-hats, how to program all the drums, create some cool fills, how to create some cool patterns and all that good stuff. Then we look at adding a bass line. Now this is where the first part of your music theory understanding and your knowledge is then going to be first applied in a practical sense. So that in itself is really, really exciting. So definitely head over to that course and yeah, just have a look at it and yeah, get involved. So that one was a really exciting course, and I've had a couple of students already sort of say the bass line they thought was going to be the trickiest when they sort of finished the course. But then after that music theory module, they were just smashing out some awesome bass lines. And then after that, creating a chord progression, they were able to create some really unique chord progressions that they weren't able to before. And they just felt like they just broke free. Yeah, that's one of the guys called Sam, his name is. And if he's on the stream, hello. He said I was able to create stuff which I never thought I'd be able to create. So that was really humbling, actually. And that was really, really cool. So I'm glad it's helping some people. Then below that, we look at adding vocal chops. Now, I get this question asked a lot on this channel about how to add certain vocal chops, and a lot of people find it a bit confusing. So how to actually get certain vowel sounds and certain words to fit in with other sounds and where to put these vocal chops, and also how to actually apply them into a sampler. So that's what I show you in that lecture. I'll show you how to create them, where to get the vocals from to then start chopping up as well. And then obviously chopping them up, putting them into a sampler, and then how to play various different parts within the track. Then after that, we look at the adding effects and transitions. So this is basically almost like the finishing bits of your track. So it's the things that help the track move along, reverse crashes, white noise rises, sub drops, various other things. So these are finishing little cherry on the top touches that help your track move along and creates a bit of a journey and helps the story be told throughout your track. Next up, we look at arrangement. Now, this is probably, I know I did say adding vocal chops was probably the most asked question on this channel. It's arrangement, actually. So arrangement, everybody asks me, how do I start arranging a track? I just don't know where to start and things like that. So we start off with a simple question. What are you making the track for? And who are you wanting to play it out? So we're making a house track, we want DJs to play it, so we talk about how to arrange it for a DJ to play, okay? So we take a look at some examples, and then we go into actually arranging our track. So that in itself is a really, really super helpful lesson. Then after that, we look at mixing and pre-master preparation, okay? So this one, again, is a really in-depth one. So this is actually almost an hour long, and that's edited as well. So that took me a very long time to actually make. So, yeah. So in that video, we basically show you how to mix a track, how to group everything together, how to basically get all your channel, get all your levels right, get all the EQ done, all the compression, all the various other good bits that are going to start making your track sound finished, okay? Not completely finished, but getting to that stage, so the pre-master prep. So we're getting into a point where everything's sounding nice and balanced. You can hear everything clearly. The bass is really thumping. The kick drum is really present. And yeah, that's the bit where it's going to be starting to sound like a finished track. So that in itself, just that lecture, you will be learning a hell of a lot, let me tell you. Next after that, we've got mastering. So a lot of people again say, you know, how do I master my track? How do I get it ready to play out in the clubs? How do I get it to, you know, sounding good on a big sound system? And that module or that lecture there, we actually show you how to do that and how to make sure that everything's going to be sounding good, nothing's going to be sounding like too lacking in bass, or nothing's going to be sounding too harsh on the ears in the club. So that is a master to help you. So basically, let's put it into a scenario. So you've made a track, you want to go and play it out that night in the club to test it out. That one is for you, okay? After that, we look at digital download and streaming preparation. Now you might be thinking, well, I've just mastered it, so why can't I just upload it to streaming platforms? Well, I explain it all in that lecture, but let me just tell you, different streaming platforms, YouTube, Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, all will play your music at a different level, and they'll also use a different codec, okay? So you need to ensure that your music or your end master file is kind of making sure that it ticks all the boxes for those various different streaming platforms, okay? So in that lecture, we show you all about that. Now, what I want to show you, well, basically that's the end of the course, and I'll finish up and basically I'll give you a big pat on the back and say, well done. Now go and make some music and show the world what your new talents can bring us, okay? So also within this course as well, you do get the Logic project session file for the project, so the track that we made, and you also get the mastering session file as well. And you also get a free sample pack in there as well. So you get plenty of freebies in there. Now, I must stress, this course shuts in just over an hour. So if you want to enroll now for a mere $97, head over to hyperproduction.com/course and enroll there, because we are shutting it tonight. Now, I must stress the reason why we're shutting it tonight is because I want to personally be on hand to help any students, or all the students that are already there, and hopefully some new prospective ones out there, which are you guys. So not only do you get all this course, you get some freebies, but you get me on hand as well. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the next couple of weeks. I'm going to be helping all the students that have enrolled. So that's why we're closing the course. Now, you're probably asking, well, when are you going to reopen it? Answer is, I don't know, because I want to make sure that every person that takes this course, I need to ensure for my own well-being that they fully understand everything and that they can go ahead and follow their dreams and goals and passions of becoming a music producer. So I want to be on hand to be able to help them through that. Okay, so what I want to quickly show you now is in the project session file that we've been working on within the course. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to flick over, bosh, just like magic. So we flicked over. So this is the project session file that we work on in the course, okay? So we basically go over everything from start to finish. So if we look here, we've got all our drums at the top here, and then we go down to our bass lines, then we go to piano, synth and strings, then we've got all our vocals, then we've got all our transitional effects at the bottom. Okay, so you actually get this project file, so you can download this, you can go in there and you can do whatever you like. Now, one thing that I've been setting, one challenge that I've been setting all the students within the course so far is once they download this, or once they take the course and then they download this project file, I want them to remix it. And you can steal the sounds out of it if you want, you can do whatever you like, but I really want to hear a remix of what you guys do to this track. Now, unfortunately, I can't play you the track because OBS the streaming software is being a bit of a bugger, so I can't actually stream it, so it's a bit difficult. But if you head over to the course, I've actually got another video on our channel which basically walks you through, and you can actually have a listen to this as well. So that's basically what we're going to be doing in that course, and that's how your project should eventually look like. Okay, so yeah, head over to hyperproduction.com/course. The course shuts in 58 minutes or 59-ish. So head over there because that's when we're going to be shutting it. So hyperproduction.com/course. Go in and roll, or watch the video where I explain it in detail as well. We've also got some lovely testimonials from the likes of Just Kidding and Kideko, who have had a look at the course for us and they fully approve it. So head over to that website and definitely go and check those out. So what I'm going to do now quickly is I'm going to ask some of your questions. I can see some questions have kind of piped up on the chat. So let's have a look what we've got here. So Soldy, would this cover the mixing and mastering of any sounds, world instruments, maybe some music concrete sounds? Do you specialise in other genres besides house? Right, very good question. Very, very good question. Now, in this particular course, we only cover house music. Now, that's because it's kind of more of a general scope of how to get electronic music sounding quite good. And I suppose what it is it's easier for me to demonstrate how those sounds all fit together, not only rhythmically and musically, but sort of how to arrange a track as well. So house music is one of those things that once you get all the fundamentals right, you can kind of move on to pretty much any other music genre really. But as opposed to those other little genres that you were mentioning, music concrete, yeah, I don't really cover those. It's more just sort of EDM, house. But we are going to be moving on to things like future bass, drum and bass, dubstep, electro, any sort of music genre. But this is just our first course. We are going to be working on loads of other courses in the future as well. But in between releasing this course, I actually want to start working on bringing you guys some more free content as well, because this course has taken up quite a lot of my time. So we have put a lot of effort into this course to making sure that it's a fully solid start to finish. So, and he's also got another question. So anything for recording? In terms of acoustic recording, no, there's not in this particular course, but I will be doing a series of videos on how to record vocals, acoustic instruments and things like that. But they're going to be basically one free video, a couple of free videos on the YouTube channel. But very good question. We'll definitely be looking into building upon that on the next courses. But yeah, just bear in mind this was kind of like the first course. So as we progress and move on and get feedback from you guys, we are going to be, you know, creating more and more content within this. And that leads me on to another good point that I want to make about this course as well. So today you're paying $97, okay? When it goes back up, it will be more expensive, purely because we're going to be taking a lot of feedback from the students and we're going to be adding a lot more content to the course as the years go on. So if you pay today $97, you'll get lifetime access and we will keep adding bits to this. You'll be getting more sample packs, you'll be getting more project template files, mastering session files for the rest of your life, okay? So if you hit up hyperproduction.com/course, go and enroll today, because we are shutting this in, let's have a look, 55 minutes. So yeah, head over there and just enroll, because this is something that will definitely benefit you. And as I say, you get lifetime access and we are going to be adding more and more bits to this throughout history. Okay, so we're going to want to make this a course that just everyone wants to go to, and it's going to build and build and build, and it's going to have everything in there that you will ever need, even music concrete probably. I might even put that in there. So yeah. So let's have a look at some questions that you guys have. So Holly Visions, hello, nice, thank you for joining the course. Would there be anything on musical theory, how to write music, etc., how to write melody and stuff? So yeah, Not in this course there isn't, because we're giving you the core fundamentals and the basics of music theory. Because this is a start to finish course, I didn't want to overload your minds into, you know, really in-depth music theory and how to write melodies and how to create vocal hooks and things like that, because a lot of those stuff I personally consider quite advanced things. So we just try and break it down into real step-by-step things that you can understand and you can practically apply straight away after you've learnt it, okay? So for the more advanced users among you, you know, this course is probably more aimed towards the beginners, but it has got a lot of advanced sort of features in there as well. But in terms of like melody lines, if you know that already, chances are that the music theory module might not be, it might be a bit too beginner for you perhaps. That's probably what I would say. So Holly Visions, again, what's the original price for the course? Very good question. So at the moment it's $97. We don't know what the other price is going to be at the moment. So we're just discounting it just to get a bit of a feeler of the price there. But because we've had such a good reaction to people buying it, we just didn't realise we were going to be selling this many copies of the course. It definitely, you know, it will be going up, and purely because we're going to be adding more content to it as well when it reopens. So that's kind of, we don't really know at the moment, but all I can say is that it will be going up because, yeah, as I say, more content in there. We want to chuck in as many freebies as we can for you guys. I eventually want to be giving you guys like free t-shirts, free memory sticks, loads of stuff. So yeah, it will be going up. So $97 is a real good sort of starting point for us, and it's just been an absolute resounding success for the 10 days that we've been open. So it's been really, really good, and it's been quite humbling that so many people have found the content that we've created really, really helpful already. So we've only been open 10 days and people are already making tracks from our course. So that's really, really cool. So I hope that's answered that question. If any of you guys have got any more questions, feel free to pop them in the chat, because we're pretty much done. We've pretty much wrapped everything up there. As I say, don't forget to head over to hyperproduction.com/course. Go and check out that video on there, but I feel like it basically is the video that's on there pretty much explains what I've just explained, so you probably don't need to watch that. So if you want to go and roll and you want to start pushing your music to the best it can be, then definitely head over to that course and enroll, because as I say, it will be going up in price and we're going to be adding loads more stuff in the years to come. So yeah, definitely go and see it. So I'm just going to hold on for another couple of minutes just in case you guys have got any questions. So yeah, bring them in. Ask some questions while I'm here and I'm fresh. So yeah. And thank you guys for joining the live stream. I know you guys have probably got better stuff to do on your Friday evenings. So I haven't. I'll just sit in my studio and just make videos and make music. But, you know, a life of solitude is what I signed up for, so I better, if I make my bed, I better lie in it. So, okay, so it looks like you guys are pretty alright on the questions. As I say, if you want to ask any questions after this, feel free to send me a message or head over to our Facebook page, which is just /hyperproduction. And yeah, go and like that page and ask us any questions that you want. I know that the messaging thing within YouTube is a bit pants, so if you do want to ask me any questions, Facebook is the best way to go. And if you're new here and you've just been following us for this live stream, hello, my name is Rory. I am the runner of Hyperproduction. Please don't forget to subscribe if you want to find out loads of new music production tips and tricks and all that good stuff. So hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. So yeah, cool. I'm going to wrap up there if that's all right with you guys. If there's any questions, as I say, head over to the Facebook page and go and ask us there. So yeah. Without much further ado, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and I hope you enjoy your weekends, and I hope you enjoy the course as well for those of you that are going to enroll. We have put a lot of effort into this and we feel like it's something really special. So hopefully see you on the course, and I shall personally be on hand to help you. So without much further ado, enjoy your weekend, guys. Take care. Goodbye.